Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the HLS Season 2 Land Finals. I'm Osmo Cutie, once again joined by Chalky and our new guest on the caster desk. It is Domdis. How you doing, man?
Great. Thank you for having me back. Love casting. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, you qualified for the round of 8 yesterday, so you'll be playing some more tomorrow, but today you're just hanging out in the studio, relaxing, watching the games.
Exactly. Just seeing everybody have a good time and enjoying the matches.
Yeah. Chalky, how'd you enjoy that last series?
Last series was pretty good. I mean, we had a bit of a hiccup, but pretty interesting games. Got to see a lot of flavor choices from WWLOS, and excited to see him move on, see if maybe an underdog can kind of come out of groups.
Yeah, it's cool to see the sort of new players, the unknown players make it through like Domdis. So let's take a look at the bracket from what we've seen so far from Group C. We started off the day with Reynad versus Roger, and Roger took that one 3-1. And then, of course, the matchup we just watched between WWLOS and Oskaka ended 3-1 as well in favor of WWLOS. So we're going to move on to the winner's match here between Roger and WWLOS. And of course, the winner of this match does get that first place seed from the group and automatically qualifies for the round of 8 for the playoff stage tomorrow. So exciting stuff.
Definitely. I really enjoyed WLOS's decks. The Feint of Death in his Hunter was pretty awesome. I haven't seen that run in a long time. And then also having the Leroy in his Hunter, so it's kind of like a combo lock. Pretty cool.
Yeah,
it's the first one, maybe the only one that we'll see this weekend.
It's a bold choice for your sort of first land tournament to bring decks that are different, but really respect him for that. Roger meticulously looking over his notes. Throughout the past couple of days, he's been at the studios, but the whole time he's been back there just like playing Hearthstone, prepping.
Yeah, he hasn't been in the player's box with us kind of just like talking. Well, he doesn't speak English, right? So it makes it tough. But yeah, he's just been back there sitting at his computer and just studying and prepping the entire time. So if he does well, he definitely deserves it. He's putting in the work.
Yeah, very focused. I heard he and Silent Storm were just kind of watching the matches yesterday, talking about the different plays that they would have made, pointing out, what they thought was a mistake, and just very analytical, almost like they were casting the games just to each other.
Yeah, WWLOS looked like he was in a little bit of a trance there.
Yeah.
Leaning back in his chair.
Kind of getting in the zone.
I shouldn't have ate those tacos.
So we get to start with Warrior versus Patron, or Patron Warrior versus Hunter, which we've seen a lot this tournament. And not really a ridiculous matchup either way. This is the Strange Feint Death Hunter. So
I hope it comes into play this round.
Yeah, me too.
I want to see some awesome Feint of Death stuff.
Yeah, it's a little bit weird of a card because if you get that in your opening hand, it's kind of bad. Because the only things you can use early on is like Web Spinner and
you don't want that.
Haunted Creeper.
Yep.
And you'd much rather have like another 2-drop in that spot.
Definitely.
Like even like a Loot Hoarder might even be better than Feint Death in that situation a lot of times. But later on in the game, you can make pretty sick plays with Savannah Highmane or Sylvanas.
Well, it actually seems pretty bad in this matchup, though, because it's going to make 2/2s from the Savannah Highmane and 1/2s from the Sludge Filter. Those are bad in this matchup.
It's true. Definitely you don't want that.
It really, I mean, it still does Hunter things. Like, to be honest, the Feint Death might not even matter.
Here's what's going to happen this game is WWLOS wants to do Hunter things, not Feint Death. I don't think he put Feint Death in for this matchup, right?
Yeah.
So he might just, ideally he probably doesn't want to draw it.
Just wants to be cool.
Yeah, we saw it that one time. Now he just never wants to see it again. He's like, okay.
Yeah, I beat Oskaka with Feint Death Hunter. Yeah.
Sounds pretty cool.
Your deck was literally just a Hunter deck, but you put Feint Death in it.
Yeah. But
still sounds pretty cool, though.
Yeah.
I know he loves his flares.
I hit top 100 legend with Steam Weedle Sniper Hunter with Zalay in the hotel. We didn't really ever activate Steam Weedle Sniper. We just pointed our hero power at opponent's face. That was fun.
It was just a 2-3 at the end of the day.
It was a 2-3 that let us BM a bit better.
Trying to hover over the minions for a little bit and say, oh, no, I'm going face.
Yeah, I'm going face. Yeah, I think we're going to see Unleash here. Roger was probably thinking if he unleashes, at least that means he's not developing like a Shredder, but there just is no Shredder in the hand, so not even a tough choice for WWLOS. But of course, he's going to make it seem like a tough choice. We've seen him do this before.
Of course. He's going to hover over every card, right?
So you guys can prove me wrong here, because there might be some turns that I missed, but I think we've seen 4 or 5 Mishas today and 1 Huffer.
I haven't been keeping track. I'm sure it's close to 33% of each of them, TJ.
No.
Of course.
No.
I've been assured by the people at Blizzard there's no bias in the animal companions.
Okay. I trust you.
Do you
Jockey.
believe it, TJ?
I trust you.
Or do you think there's some Misha hacks today?
Just Misha hacks. All right, well, 5.
Yeah, I mean, that frothing's going to live.
Yeah.
What else can you do? Playing Owl seems pretty weak because all you're doing is weaving in a hero power.
Yep.
You know, I want to give a shout out to my homie, Starving Buzzard. It's been a while since he's been in competitive play. There he is, you know, probably not going to see play.
Yeah.
But good cheering from the sidelines.
I enjoyed the times when it used to be, what, 3 mana?
2 mana.
2 mana.
2 mana.
Holy.
Wow, you guys are like, whoa!
I was like, what?
I remember those days.
I think we'll see Whirlwind, or no. You can't Whirlwind execute and Patron, is unfortunate. So I guess just Whirlwind, and maybe even just trade in your
Frothing Berserker.
frothing just to keep those patrons alive.
Yeah.
Then you'll have the 1/2 slime left
Yeah,
over
you'll
to
have
probably
a 1/2
build more.
slime.
Oh, well, if you play that,
Okay.
then you won't have the 1/2 slime probably, but...
So, I'm not going to inefficiently spin anything, it looks like. Or no.
I think I like the world one.
Dread Corsair is like, it's weaker to, what, bow? Because you
Yeah.
traded it anyway.
Well,
But this keeps the frothing alive,
Yeah.
so...
Roger's going really low here, but he's definitely recognizing a Fane Death Hunter's slow. They don't play much burst. We haven't even seen a quick shot from that deck.
Right, that's true.
It's
yeah.
what the Fane Deaths are in there, like, in place of, I'm sure.
Potentially. I mean, you do have to kind of load your top end. I wouldn't be surprised to see a quick shot, or even 2, but when you haven't seen them, you know, it gives you a little bit more freedom, like we saw Osaka maybe not playing around combos much. When you don't see it, you kind of don't want to play around it. So basically, Roger can kind of go as low as he wants. His hero power is just going to cancel out WWLOS' hero power.
I don't know
And
if I
if he
go
ever
that
draws
far. As low as he wants.
as low as he wants, TJ.
Yep.
Look at that Hunter hand. No damage.
Get it to 1 health and he'll be still
he
happy.
could owl that taunt and get him in the face for 1 with that slime.
Yes!
Yeah, smork him.
Too bad I can't Feign Death the face.
Oh, man. You know, he hovered over it.
He
Typical
might be thinking about
WWLOS.
it. Here we go. He's going
He's-
for it. He's going for the 1 damage? All right.
Oh,
I'm so
that
excited.
didn't quite hit the face. Well, this isn't going to work out very well. Maybe he's, like, faking explosive trap. But the Dread Corsair is probably just going to get frozen.
Starving Buzzard does have some...
Wait. Okay, so a good read by Roger
Yep.
if he didn't want to bounce the Dread Corsair. And he did draw that Armor Smith like I was talking about, so pretty good for him.
Yeah.
Especially with a Battle Rage to
Thought he
draw
had
as
charge
many
for a
cards
second.
as he wants. You know, I think Roger basically has locked up the game at this point.
Yeah. That Battle Rage, it's... And this board state.
Yeah. He's going to gain a lot of armor, draw a lot of cards, answer any threat he wants. He's got another patron in case. Like, why do you even need that?
Starving Buzzard actually has some interesting uses. If you trade in your Savannah High main
Right.
with a Starving Buzzard on board, you get the 2 draws from the hyenas that come out of it.
Reminded me of the good old times, TJ.
Oh.
So like now you can't
Beast.
like make the play where you just a Starving Buzzard and then play something. Like turn 8 is the combo now of what it used to be with the
Oh,
Unleash.
man. Used to be turn 4.
Sylvanas used to be 5 mana. Imagine if Feign Death existed back then.
Wow. it might be slightly better.
Slightly better. Yes. Actually, you know what? Feign Death actually would have been worse because Hunters did Hunter things even better back then.
Yep.
So Feign Death just would have been worse.
Maybe WWLOS is just kind of like trying to style on this tournament. He's like, I don't even need 30 good cards to win. Give me a Feign Death. But I don't know. He's pretty bad shape this game.
He just hasn't been able to gain traction.
Yeah, you can't win making this play. Like he's even thinking about emoting well played here.
Yeah.
He knows he's just dead.
Or he's just contemplating what emo he should go with.
Yeah.
Well played. Threaten.
Must feel rough when you.
Yeah, me and Frodan, we were talking about the BM meta and how the only emote that isn't considered BM is threaten.
Why?
Like, you threaten your opponent, you're like, my magic will tear your opponent. Like, okay, how old are you? Like 5?
It's like a straightforward thing, while the other ones are all like sarcastic and very,
yeah,
like
oops.
Yeah, exactly. Oops.
Sorry. And everyone's getting in here. That's gonna be game for Roger.
Yeah. WWLOS knew it was coming. Once you let patrons sort of do whatever they want to do in that early game, didn't have enough pressure, never really got going, and Roger is going to take game number 1.
Yep. Pretty easy stuff for him. Patron, I'm sure he expected to get a win with.
Got a little laugh from WWLOS here.
Yeah.
He's
I didn't even draw my Feign Death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, it's okay. He has many chances this time, but I'm hoping to see it eventually.
Yeah.
Sure.
Wait, do we know that he runs it?
Get more
We
opportunity.
do. We
Okay,
100%
okay.
know.
Oh, we definitely saw it. That was a Feign Death. My eyes did not deceive me.
Like when I walked away, I saw like Sludge Belcher Sylvanas. So I was like, oh, there's got to be a Feign Death Hunter.
We saw it in the mulligan in the first game.
Okay, good.
And then he
Good,
just killed his opponent, you know? No Feign Death needed.
No Feign Death needed.
The usual Hunter.
Yeah. All right, well, Roger still has Handlock and his Fast Druid remaining left.
Yep.
So WWLOS has the Handlock with the
He's got
combo.
the combo handlock. He's
Yeah,
got the
right.
Feign Death Hunter, which is more of a mid-range deck. And his third deck was that Taunt Druid.
Druid, right.
He's going to stick with the Hunter. And I think Druid's a good matchup for
Definitely.
it. Got those freezing traps.
Yeah. I actually think both are good. I'm not sure how good the Feign Death Hunter is compared to regular mid-range Hunter against Handlock, because mid-range Hunter against Handlock is actually pretty good. But Feign Death Hunter without
He didn't
much
have
more
much
direct damage.
burn. Yeah.
That's true, yeah.
From what we've seen.
I'm not sure.
We did see a Kill Command, so he probably runs 2 of those. But Quick Shot, we don't really have any reason to believe that might have been an exclusion for him. But I think if we're going to see the Feign Death played, it might be this matchup. I think Sylvanas, I doubt you keep it, but it is really good in this matchup later on.
Yeah,
really
Especially with the Feign Death.
Double Innervate Swipe.
Oh, man.
What a hand.
Well, the Keeper of the Grove is going to be a lot better. But it's one of those Hunter hands where, you know, it's a good thing you don't actually have a Knife Juggler here. Because that would give the Druid a reason to Keeper you.
Yep.
I actually think that kind of the longer nothing happens, it's almost always in the Druid opponent favor.
Yeah.
Because the Druid is the one that needs the wild growth. They need the early board. The Druid's looking for a reason to innervate, a reason to keeper, a reason to swipe. And if you just play a high main on 6 and the board's pretty even, I'd say you're ahead. So he's really looking to not get Huffer here.
All right, Domdus, I'm dubbing you our resident in-house Feign Death Hunter expert. So in this matchup, Feign Death Hunter versus Fast Druid, what are you looking for?
I'm looking for Sylvanas Feign Death to steal his war.
Wow.
That's what I'm looking for.
That would be sick.
That would be sick. That's why we call you our resident Feign Death Hunter expert. Thank you, Domdus.
I wear that title with pride, definitely.
Good. Good.
And this could be a great TV show. Domdus, the resident Feign Death Hunter expert.
Be like the pseudo crocodile hunter, which is for Feign Death.
Wow. This plays really interesting.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I would just play the bow just because, even though
Just
Animal
be like,
Companion
"No,
is
just
probably
like
better.
idiot."
Just ha to you, yeah, definitely. No.
Well, that's not the best because of that swipe. He really would have liked to have Huffer.
Right.
I'm actually keeping track now.
Oh, okay. So we've got
6 Misha, 1 Huffer, 1 Leok.
TJ. I am dubbing you our resident animal companion statistics expert.
Great.
Yeah.
So far, it's nowhere near 33%.
Wow.
Who would have known? Small
Variance.
sample sizes. Yeah, I'm a little bit worried.
Is the integrity of the game being shattered as we know it?
As the resident animal companion statistician.
Wait, you gotta start over, or you have to go back and fact check. I can't have you just writing like 7 tallies for Misha off the top of your head. That's what he just
I
did.
just wrote another one because I was like, oh, maybe there were 7.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Oh my. Maybe I gotta take away your title. And what do you guys think here? You think the bow's gonna get revenge on Harrison?
Looks
Yeah.
like
Oh
it.
yeah.
That must feel
That's
good.
satisfying.
No turn 5 play, really, though. He's got kill command to answer something.
Yep. He does play Belchers, Shredders.
Yeah.
He's gonna get a web spinner drop if he wants. He's probably gonna owl that though. Well, there's merit to saving owl, because you know your opponent plays Ancient Wars. This is actually a really interesting decision. Do you really care about a 2-drop when you're gonna have a 2/2 and a 1/1 out?
No.
Yeah, no, really.
Yeah, you probably don't, because even if it's like a scary one, you kill command it.
Yeah.
So you probably save that owl.
Yeah. Well, it's not that many owl targets.
Wait a second.
I guess
I'm an
Ancient of
idiot.
War. Ancient of War.
Roger's the druid, not
Yeah.
WWLOS. Okay.
Right.
I knew what you meant.
Uh,
So you were talking earlier about how, in Roger's interview earlier, he was talking about how the Taiwanese scene differs from Europe and North America, and he was saying that in Taiwan they play standard. They play just like normal decks. With sometimes they put in tech choices, and he was saying he's not used to people playing like wonky things. He says like all the new and the fresh decks all come from like North American players. So this is the type of thing that he was excited to play against.
Right, something like a Feign Death Hunter,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Very.
I'd be excited to play against Feign Death too, personally. Hope they draw it.
Get wrecked by it, but I'd be happy with it.
Yeah. Okay.
Hope they draw it and just be like,
Opening hand Feign Death.
nice card. That doesn't deal damage to the face.
This is a pretty bad hand for Roger, though. Very situational. No creatures to develop.
It's bad until he top decks Force of Nature next turn and wins.
True. Good point.
Yeah.
I think Hyman is definitely
I'll
coming
be
down
our
there.
Yeah.
resident druid combo kills expert.
Domnus is also the resident. What do we do on turn 6 with Savannah Highmane in our hand?
Yes.
What do you do, Domnus?
Play the Hyman.
Okay.
The
Getting a
real
little
question
nervous.
is next turn when we have the option of trading into like a 2/2 or going face. What do we do? What do we do, TJ?
That one's really tough. Trade into the 2/2.
Okay.
Well, it gets creatures. That's a good thing.
Yeah, Lothab actually pretty relevant.
Yeah.
And you know, we were talking about trading into that 2/2, but he's kind of threatening with Druid of the Claw Savage Roar if he leaves both minions up. I'm assuming this 2/4 is going to go into the 2/2. Roger's thinking it over. He's doing math. You can actually literally see him writing numbers down.
Right about to say that.
And he goes face.
Oh, he did the math.
So, okay.
I'm going to trust
What math
him.
did he do? Let's find
There
out.
we go.
I don't know.
Explosive trap.
Because Druid of the Claw, Savage Roar, Innervate Hero Power
It's what, 9?
is 16.
Oh, with
if
his
the
ball.
5/5
Right.
lives.
Okay, yeah.
If the 2/4 dies. alone.
I was like, those two numbers are quite a bit different. 9 and 16.
So I'm a little interested.
He's leaving them both up?
So he's one
okay.
off lethal here. So I'm really curious why he attacked face.
Okay, but he's killed.
Oh no, he's kill commanding the 5/5. Okay. I actually could have seen him go for a bow there and set up for a next turn lethal. I'm
Fane Death
surprised he
Hunter
didn't.
is a more control style of hunter.
Right.
Right, but you're gonna die in a turn or two.
And your hand is depleting quickly.
Right.
Yeah, but it's all about the
Druid's scary.
like the style of the deck, you know?
True.
You got a style on him, TJ?
Yeah.
Okay.
Stick to your style.
He doesn't want to kill him too quickly because then he doesn't even get to show off.
He's
the
killing him softly. So he's gonna double taunt, which is pretty strange. I might have liked Lotheb better than the second taunt.
Makes it so he can't really deal with the taunts as easily.
Because, like, if you Lothebbed, you wouldn't be getting Unleashed here.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be getting Kill Commanded.
This is probably the best Unleash he's going to get. So.
Right, he's playing his hand, probably. He might Hero Power. No, you're playing your hand.
You're playing your hand.
Yep.
You saw Harrison come
You
down
could
earlier.
check the Web Spinner drop first. Maybe it'd be like an Owl. That'd be pretty sick.
Or a King Crush.
I don't think I'd even like a King Crush here.
Or, you know what? Starving Buzzard. This would be the turn.
This would be the Starving
You
Buzzard
know,
turn.
we talk about the
Okay,
turn 8
true.
Patron Warrior combo, but
Okay.
nobody ever talks about the Starving Buzzard.
He's actually not playing his hand.
Starving Buzzard is definitely greatly overlooked.
Did he...
Yeah, yep.
You make a mistake?
Is the-
Oh, he did.
He did.
Ooh.
You could
He
see it on his
did.
face.
He planned on unleashing, and he thought, wait, before I throw these knives, let me make sure it doesn't hit this force. Okay.
That's
He
rough.
doesn't get too punished, but that's still bad, because now he can't clear the slime. And he's going to go down to 14, and
Ugh, and he got the silverback.
he's on a draw to win the game now, Roger is.
Force of Nature. He
Well
says well played
played.
because he assumes that he has the
Assumes.
combo.
Double Savage Roar and Swipe he does not have mana for. Would that be lethal?
That would have been
It'd be one off.
8, 9.
Yeah.
That would have been one off.
So we can swipe here, be left with the Hyenas, and then
Yeah.
Loetheb,
Yeah, I'd like that.
and then just...
Question is, do you swipe face? And I'm sure Roger will do the math on that.
All right, so if he swipes face, he leaves up, he throws in a slime, but he puts him down to 10. He's left with the Loetheb
I'd
on
put
board
the slime to
versus
face too. You can't really...
Just leave up the Knife Drop?
Yeah. I think with Lotheb down, you're pretty safe. Oh no, if you leave up the Nitro, he actually gets 2 knives from those Hyenas.
Yeah.
That's really bad, so...
Yeah.
So Lotheb alone is lethal, but there's a freezing trap. But if you freezing trap, you're not really setting up lethal either.
I think the Silverback Patriarch might even be
You think he's
better.
gonna get in there?
I don't know, because
Didn't
the
work?
freeze... No, because either way it blocks 4, because the Freezing Trap will
Yeah.
block either a Treant.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, just a Treant, and then Silverback Patriarch will also block a Treant.
Well, if he has combo, you're dead no matter what.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you know he didn't have it previously, so Freezing Trap and Patriarch are about the same.
And Freezing Trap gives you a bow charge.
Freezing Trap does give you a bow charge. Your opponent's still pretty healthy, though. Like, you're taking him to 9. He goes to 6 from the bow, 4 from your hero power, and then you have 4 on board, so hero power leaves you 1 off. That's a little unfortunate.
Yeah.
He's going to have to top deck something,
Yep.
and that's assuming Roger doesn't kill him. I think I like Freezing Trap slightly better.
Yeah.
So now, on a Force of Nature draw to win the game, or a... I think that's it. Yeah, Through the
Yeah.
Ball wouldn't do it.
Oh!
There it
There
is.
we go.
The Force of Nature off the top.
And that's one of our first big top decks. Of the
Yeah,
tournament.
seriously.
Yeah.
We've
We
had a
haven't had
couple
many
minor
lethal.
ones, but not many that have just ended the game right on the spot.
So that's going to be it.
Wow. And
Roger sequences it perfectly, plays around Explosive Trap, plays around Misdirect.
Yep. All right, well, Roger's going to take a very quick 2-0 lead in this series. And WWLOS, after coming off an impressive victory over Osaka. He's got his work cut out for him.
Yeah.
He's got to beat the hand lock from Roger 3 times in a row.
Ooh.
It's doable, though.
It is doable.
We've seen the combo lock. I think that's, if your opponent doesn't have any way of killing you, having Leroy's nice.
Definitely.
Hunter's favored. And Druid, maybe favored. He does kind of have a slower Druid list, which is a little worse. But we saw him beat Osaka's hand lock quite a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, so he does have a chance, but, I mean, with 3 tries, Roger still in a pretty dominating position.
For sure.
And keep in mind, this matchup, the winner of this matchup goes out of Group C in first place. This is the winner's match, so the winner moves on to that playoff stage tomorrow. They, of course, first place means they'll be matched up against someone who was second place in their group, so a slight advantage possibly there for coming out in the first seed. The loser has to play another game to try and qualify. The loser of this match will go on to face the winner of the loser's match. So you never want to play more games when it comes down to the line like that, where you're fighting for a chance at the final round, at the round of 8.
Of course, you never want to lose, and also, like you said, there's a little bit of an edge to getting first in your group.
Definitely.
As on paper, you will be facing a weaker player in a second seed.
Yeah, Dominus, you actually came out of your group second place yesterday.
I went the long route, losing first and having to go through the loser side of it. But yeah.
You talked about how you were tired at the end of the day.
It was pretty tiring. After casting made me a little bit sleepy yesterday, definitely. And then I had maybe 10 minutes before I had to play, and I thought I was gonna fall asleep on the couch. But luckily, it turned out okay. Mm-hmm. And it was a long day, right? We finished at 10:30.
Yeah, it was super long. Filled with Hearthstone, though.
Yeah.
No such thing as a long day when you're watching Hearthstone.
A lot of fun.
Right, Jockey?
Good old Hearthstone, TJ.
Card slinging action.
Speaking of Hearthstone, we've got a game here.
We do have a game.
And WWLOS going first. I believe he's the favored player here. He has the Leroy combo in his deck.
Yep.
We assume there's probably a Faceless Manipulator in here somewhere. He could just be running with only Leroy in power, but
it'd be interesting just because you couldn't actually faceless the Leroy in power, right?
Yeah, without the Emperor.
Yeah, exactly.
Emperor is the only thing that opened up this deck to be good. You only have to have one piece of the combo in your hand.
It's not that unlikely that on your Emperor turn you have a power, Faceless, or Leroy in your hand.
Very true.
But the Emperor is sort of what unlocks it. So if the Emperor is in the bottom part of your deck, then that combo just becomes nothing. And sometimes you have to realize that and say, oh my goodness, my Emperor could be my last card.
Yeah.
I have to use Power of Roaming now. Something like that.
That sounds
That was my best professional Hearthstone player impression.
No, that sounds straight out of a Yu-Gi-Oh show or something.
Sounded
you were like the side character explaining what's going on in the game.
Yeah.
Well, if Tempo Storm needs a character for their cartoon.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
I'm on it.
That's your application.
Yeah.
Speaking of their cartoon, I heard WWLOS might actually write for their cartoon.
Whoa.
He graduated from Oklahoma with a screenwriting degree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember him saying that in his interview. He just graduated, too.
Mm-hmm.
He was talking about it in his interview, trying to explain to his family, hey, I know I just graduated college and all. I know you just paid
I'm going to go play Hearthstone.
money. I'm flying to California to play a card game.
Yep. Not going to be writing at all.
Why not?
See ya.
Later.
Yeah, Roger actually traded in his 4-1 Twilight Drake into a Watcher to Mortal Coil it. So
Yeah.
respecting a Watcher, which is traditionally not that big of a deal, usually gets taunted up in this matchup.
Yeah.
So just wants to get that out of the way.
Also potentially playing around like Mortal Coil, trying to get value out of the Drake.
Well, I think it was pretty clear his opponent didn't have a Mortal Coil since he owled and then didn't coil.
Right.
But playing around potentially the top deck coil and just basically clearing a strategic path in his mind that, like, if everything, if there's no variables, I think I'm going to win this game.
I've got a beast in my sleigh.
And we do think Roger is aware of the Leroy Jenkins. He's been watching all these games, especially his groups games.
I think
Leroy came off the top right at the end of that game.
Yep.
Pretty unfortunate for WWLOS.
And of all the players here, I think Roger's the one who definitely will know everybody's decks inside and out, because he's been watching carefully and studying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The early game in handlock versus handlock is sort of a little bit of an interesting dynamic. It's like who has threats and then who has answers.
Exactly.
So it's like Drake, Owl Mortal Coil, Giant, BGH.
It's a lot of trading.
Yeah,
like you're just trading resources, replenishing resources, and then it's very hard to actually keep track of what's going on and who's ahead, because it just seems like, okay, he has answers, they both have a few threats. They just keep answering everything. Nobody wants to go aggressive.
Yep.
But the more that happens, the more it tends to favor this player with the X factor, like Leroy Power Overwhelming, because you can only play around that for so long, and the plays that play around it tend to be less efficient.
Exactly. And I think normally in the handlock mirror, like in an ordinary handlock mirror, like a lot of it comes down to just like trying to control the board until whoever gets Jiraxis out first, and then if you have, you know, if you're safe to Jiraxis, you'll probably win. But in this case, you know, Jiraxising, and then you just get comboed down by the Leroy.
There's no safe.
There's no safe Jiraxis against the combo lock.
Also, we did see in the mirror between Ostkaka and WWLOS, the way that was decided was just an unanswered Emperor. And so that can be one way to just completely win. And we saw last turn that Roger didn't really have a way to kill that Drake, didn't have a way to get through that Belcher. He could potentially just safely Emperor behind this Belcher and make Roger overextend to kill it.
Yep.
And he is reducing one piece of that combo. We see the Power Overwhelming hand. So it's going to go down to 0. So that opens up the 5-mana Leroy, Power Overwhelming, and 5-mana Faceless.
Yep. If he has the Faceless in the deck.
Yeah.
And it
Which, I mean...
Looks like he's going to trade to kind of play around Hellfire.
Yeah.
But not trade in with the Belcher. He wants to make it as difficult as possible to get through this Belcher for his opponent. Whether that be an Owl, an AoE card, any of that, he just wants it to not be easy.
Yeah.
However, Roger is one of the few players that sticks by Siphon Soul. Operates as a pretty solid answer to an Emperor if you don't have anything else.
I like the Siphon Soul.
He's got a lot of ways to actually kill that Emperor, unlike Ostkaka. So.
He does.
What are you usually cutting for the Siphon Soul? Is another 6-drop? Do you have to like choose between Emperor Thorson and Sylvanas, or?
I think it comes down to a lot of your tech cards, where some players are running double Owl, double Dark Bomb, double Ancient Watcher, double Big Game Hunter. Somewhere along the lines, I think Roger's probably cut one of those few cards and subbed in a Siphon Soul.
Yep.
And he's going to go for it this turn.
Pretty clean way to deal with it.
It is indeed.
So one big thing about this matchup also is not overextending. Because one of the ways you can get punished is by big Shadow Flame plays.
Right.
Because if you put too many threats on the board, you overextend into like even just like Watcher Shadow Flame or a Giant Shadow Flame. It's something you always got to be keeping in the back of your mind. You want to put enough threats out there so that you're still applying pressure, but not too many to where a Shadow Flame play would just completely take you out of the game.
Yeah.
I think Reynad touched on it a little bit before, in that handlock's, you know, biggest tool is just the Molten Giant Shadow Flame, because it clears everything, like guaranteed.
Yeah.
We're even going to see no attack already. Just going to leave him at 17. 17 tends to be a lot better than 16 for, like you just talked about, the big Shadow Flames. However, with the Emperor cost reduction to, I think it hit like 8 cards, it's pretty likely it hit a Molten or a Shadow Flame.
But there's no reason to hit him anyway, just in case he didn't have those. So
yeah, Roger's not even close to setting up lethal, so no reason to really free up your opponent's Moltens.
Many possibilities.
So Mountain Giant here, but then what do you play after? You don't want to play Double Giant because of the things that we mentioned earlier.
Well, you definitely want to get rid of that Emperor. We were just talking about how 2 activations of it can completely crush the game. So he's going to go with an Argus into Shadow Flame, abusing his own Emperor cost reductions to squeeze all that in one turn.
Here goes the back and forth.
Yep, Emperors are completely out now. Roger has quite a few more cost-reducted cards, but quite a few of them aren't too relevant.
Yeah.
Gonna have to find a way to make it count.
It seems like WWLOS is going to be the first player to have a threat stick
Right. This
for
is
a full turn.
Yep.
And especially, like, we see Roger taunting up like crazy. Because
Both
he
of his
knows,
taunts.
he knows
That combo.
one taunt is not enough to save you.
Yeah.
Owl, Leroy, PO, you're dead.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, here's another card. That's sort of I guess you can call it somewhat of a piece of the combo.
Yeah.
Because you can
Right.
set someone at 15 and
Or
then
you can
combo
use it
them down.
defensively against hunters.
Yep.
It's like a Jiraxis.
Jiraxis that doubles as another 8/8 and a form of offense.
Yeah. I think in the past, some hand locks actually used to run both.
Yeah. Back when Aggro Hunter was one of the best decks.
Oh, back when?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay.
It's still pretty good
So
now,
soon.
TJ.
So, Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
Tuesday.
gotcha.
Yeah. But Alexstrasza definitely an uncommon choice. We haven't seen it in a long time.
Yeah.
But one thing to consider is, even with Roger taking all these precautions to stay alive, will it ultimately matter? Because that's a pretty inefficient play at the end of the day.
Definitely.
Taunting up a Sun Fury. It's just going to die. And then what? We see WWLOS still has tons more threats. And like you said, that giant went unanswered. How's Alexstrasza going to be answered? How's a Molten Giant going to be answered? And as these threats build up, and the threat of the 10 from hand damage comes in, it's going to get tougher and tougher for Roger.
To the breach!
This is pretty solid, though. Finds a way to deal with the Sylvanas easily.
Right. I like this. And then now you can just Molten. I'm sure he's afraid of the combo, but what can
Yep.
you do at this point?
Yep.
Yeah, there's always that point in games against Druid or against combo classes in general where you just have to hope they don't have it.
Yep.
You realize you cannot beat it. So now comes back to what you're talking about overextending, where you don't want to play all your threats at once. Like here he has 4 7/7s, 8/8s. You probably pace them out one at a time because one is enough to kill your opponent.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just one and then the sludge. Yep.
So-
He's not going to even need the combo once again.
Yep. But again, just the threat of it
Yeah.
Yeah.
has been causing Roger to have to take really defensive lines.
Right. I mean, he had to throw out both his taunters on the same turn just because he was afraid of it. So definitely.
So you think it's sort of in a similar vein as Druid. No matter what you're playing
Yep.
against, if you don't know the deck for sure, or if you know that there's one combo, you always have to play around it regardless. And that's one of the strengths of it is because even if you're just running full taunt Druid, sometimes it'll
Yep.
force people to play a little bit inefficiently.
Exactly.
Just because you're threatening it.
Well, with the old combo lock deck, I actually found one of the best ways to go about beating it was to never respect the combo. It was a 4-card combo, being our King Golem, Power Overwhelming, Faceless Manipulator. And the odds of them having those 4 exact cards in the top, 20-ish cards weren't actually that high. And if you kept trying to play defensively, they would keep removing your defense. And you would let them draw their whole deck, and then you'd lose anyway.
Right.
So you'd have to go for a more offensive line where you find a way to win the game before they can get the combo, which is what Roger might have to do.
That makes a lot of sense.
But there's a lot of threats in WWLOS's hand. And now, without that Molten Shadow Flame, it's going to be rough. He actually can boom Shadow Flame, but that won't clear 8/8s.
Now he's able to heal up as well because he played that second Molten Giant, so he's back up to a nice, comfy 16.
Yeah.
Building a wall as well.
We're really getting to the end game now. WWLOS just hovered over his own deck. He has 6 cards left. Roger can't be too far ahead or behind.
So in the regular season of the Legendary Series, a lot of times we saw players that went up 2-0 and then lost that third game. Actually went on to lose the whole series. We saw a lot of reverse sweeps.
Right.
Dominus, I want to get your opinion on this. Is when you have a lead like that and you start losing, is there like a a momentum effect that takes place? Do you start panicking and think, oh my god, I still just need to win one more? How does that play into your head?
It almost happened to me yesterday while I was playing Lead Paint. I was up 2-0, and then he came back and tied it up 2-2. And especially the second to last game when he tied it up 2-2 was against his face hunter, and he got me with the perfect lethal at the end. But I don't think it really, my mindset wasn't affected that much. I still just looked at it as the next game, and you start out the game just the same as you start out all the games, right? Yeah. So you just hope to not have a bad draw. So, I mean, I'm sure it's different for every player depending on, your mindset.
And that's game.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, and that's game.
Yeah. Even with the low, the power overwhelming still costs 5. He's going to take his time to do the math, make sure that he's got a 100%. Exactly.
But yeah,
power overwhelming costs -1.
Yeah, and just like I talked about, you can play on it all you want, but it's got inevitability on you. You're going to run out of taunts, you're going to run out of heals.
Yeah. Actually, it costs 0.
Cost 0.
Costs 0, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice try with the math.
Yeah. Caster math. That's how it goes down. But WWLOS keeps himself alive. Ryder still only needs 1 victory. He's got 2 more chances to find a win with Handlock. He's got to take down the Feigned Death Hunter or the Druid. It's not a fast Druid. It's a Taunt Druid with 1 combo, single combo.
Right. As far as we know, anyway. Could have 2 roars, potentially.
Yeah.
Pretty common.
Yeah. At least 1 of each.
Right. And like you were talking about with the reverse sweeps, a lot of times I think players will potentially save their worst matchups for when they're up 2-0. You kind of want to save it for last. Like, I get 3 tries. It's kind of like a feel-good thing, but in reality, these 3 matchups are all individually in WWLOS's favor.
Yeah.
And I would actually say, well, I guess Druid might be the toughest, followed by the Handlock, and Hunter is actually kind of his best. But I feel like he kind of went off Hunter just to get his mind in the right state. You can go in any order you want once you're down 0-2. You have to win with everything anyway.
Right.
So
reset the RNG.
Reset the RNG.
I believe in that.
Yep.
Sure.
Yeah, when I'm laddering and I play like a bunch of games in a row with 1 class and I'm starting to get bad luck, I'll play 1 game with another class. Reset the RNG.
Yep.
Okay.
It's tried and true method.
What happens when you lose with that one too? Do you just rage quit?
Then I quit.
Walk away.
Yeah.
I queue up an arena run, go 0-3, and then I hate my life.
Yeah. You ever have one of those days where you just can't win a game of Hearthstone? I have.
We know.
Yeah.
Feel the pain.
Some of those have been publicly televised.
Some of those are public tournaments, right?
At least me, when I have days where I can't win a game of Hearthstone, I'm sitting in my room in my underwear.
Just in my underwear, chilling by myself. I feel the shame, but nobody else gets to feel the shame with me.
Poor Chalky.
Yeah. Well, for some people, unfortunately, their bad days come at bad times. Both of these players fighting to get into the top 8. They're both in the winner's match, so
just still got another chance.
Just won't eliminate them.
They have something to feel good about.
Yep.
And this is actually a pretty, it's an okay curve for WWLOS. He's got Mad Scientist into potentially Coin Piloted Shredder. His curve after that's going to be a little wonky because he doesn't have like a turn 3 play besides Coin Piloted Shredder. But if he Coins Piloted Shredder, he doesn't have a turn 4.
Yeah. The Molten Giant, probably going to be pretty important. But one of the issues as the Handlock against this slow Hunter isn't really dying super fast. It's the Hunter setting up such a board that you can't remove it, and if you heal, you're basically just stalling.
Yeah.
And you just don't have efficient answers to something like Savannah Highmane. You can't Owl and Siphon on 6. You can't really Shadow Flame as long as they don't put you right into Molten range. And we do see, Shredder Lotheb Highmane, so he's going to set up that really big board. 2 traps is a little unfortunate for him, especially with the Scientist out, but...
Have we seen 2 freezing traps? Does he run 2 freezing, 1 explosive?
I don't think we've seen enough of his traps to know if he has 3. I would assume he does have 3, though. Generally, people that run explosive trap run it in addition to their 2 freezings.
Yep.
That seems to be the common trend.
Domnus, what do you think of Snake Trap?
It catches me off guard a lot, so I hate it.
There it is, yeah.
I'll randomly just like, oh, you know, I don't expect it, especially on ladder when I'm just playing fast and not paying attention, and all of a sudden it comes out and I just get wrecked.
Oh, it's snakes!
It's snakes.
See, I love Snake Trap, and I always test with it a lot, and then the people I'm testing with get like super used to Snake Trap, and they start playing around it all the time.
They just keep going
Sucks.
face.
Yeah, they just go face, and it's the worst trap in the world.
No card I love, Snipe.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Snipe always
Misdirection.
gets me, because I never play around it, but it always gets me in like the stupidest way where it doesn't even matter. I'm like, okay, I'll play my 2-1. Okay, that got sniped. Good for you. And, go.
Snipe is great until people expect Snipe.
I think it's still not great then.
You can't get sniped.
No.
You can't snipe people.
Yeah.
I disagree. I think it's great.
You think it's great? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
You can get an Azure Drake with it.
Oh, yeah.
First iteration of a piloted shredder. If you have spell power on the board, you can kill a Lotheb.
Oh,
Wow.
there we go.
Sick plays.
Yeah, you can't argue with that.
Top tier.
You know, the guy that hit #1 legend, that
Oh,
ended #1 legend on Europe last season, used double misdirection.
Mm-hmm.
Not as good as Snipe.
Not as good as Snipe.
Yeah,
Turns out all the hunter traps are just good.
Mhm.
All of them.
yeah, especially Snipe.
That's a lesson I've learned today. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I'm just going to go pure trap hunter, double of everything.
All right, Animal Companion. Show me what you got.
I think, you know, it's... Okay, we'll go to Domnus, our resident turn 6
Of course.
hunter expert.
I
Okay.
would say
What do you think here?
the Savannah High Main.
Okay,
Sounds about right.
we'll go ahead and agree with you
I
on
think
that
what
one.
he's kind of sad about is that Sun Fury is going to get freezing grabbed.
That is.
But he has another one.
The only way to deal with that, though, is to kill command it.
Now, if you
Good.
don't get Savannah Highmane down
Actually-
this turn, then anytime you play it in the future, your opponent can Owl Siphon.
Yeah, he can unleash kill command and clear off everything.
Oh, he's going to rope the turn 6 Highmane. Pretty tilting if you're Roger. You're like,
Okay.
Yeah, okay, you had really bad plays.
Monocoil, pretty timely.
Yep. And might see Siphon anyway. No, looks like he isn't considering it too much.
I got this.
Just gonna test for freezing. He's pretty sure one of those is freezing, and by pretty sure I mean he's like 100% sure.
Right. Here comes the snake trap.
Because he watched WWLOS play 2 games with this hunter.
I
Yeah.
got this.
He played against it twice himself.
I
He's
got
probably
this.
feeling pretty good about his chances after.
Okay. I think the only thing he was thinking about was like, what if that other one's Snake?
Or Snipe.
Or Snipe!
No.
Oh man. Good old hunter secrets.
It's like, which one should I get sniped?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what he's thinking.
That's
isn't it,
what he's
TJ?
trying to decide between the two. Which one should I get sniped?
Yeah.
It's exactly his thought process.
I'm hoping to start a metagame. I'm just going to play so much Hunter, and every single game I'm going to play Snipe.
Okay.
See how long it takes me. Jockey, you with me? Domnus, you with me?
I'm with you.
Us three?
One legend. One of us
Yeah,
will get
if
it.
3 people all play Snipe, we could start the snowball effect.
We
Right.
can shape the meta.
Yes. Everybody playing around snipe, it'll be.
We need to get like all the streamers playing it. People just blindly copy it.
Just lead to people never playing
So
minions.
he's gonna siphon the 6-1. Ooh, that's harsh, but it works.
Yeah.
And now the Owl's threatening to get freezing trapped. And this is basically how you play around freezing trap as the handlock. You just don't attack. And especially with Lord Jiraxis in your deck against a slow hunter, you have inevitability. Like, your opponent has to kill you. You don't
Yeah.
have to kill them.
Yeah. All right, well, unleash the Hounds. He's not guaranteed to get a better one. And he's got to get to the Sludge Belcher somehow. What is he going to do after this, though? Kill command
I
the
think
Sludge
he's going
Belcher?
to kill command.
I
Yeah.
guess so, yeah.
He really doesn't want that Owl getting freezing.
Yeah.
Besides, that would not work well. And the hunter is really running out of steam. It's not like he really has any burn in his hand.
It's time for the Sylvanas Feign Death.
It's time for the Sylvanas Feint
Where
Death.
is that Feint Death?
He's got to be
Come on,
only
baby.
running
Oh,
one.
man. He'd get,
Must be, yeah.
you know, he actually couldn't even steal with the Sylvanas. He would get a slime and 2 1/1s. Now it'd fill his board. And then what he steals would just die.
Yeah.
Yeah, sick.
Feint Death is great. All right.
I'd rather have a snipe.
I need some more samples for my animal
Yeah,
companion.
TJ's over here.
Yeah, he's
got his
been-
pen on the paper. He's eagerly watching this
His hand's
animal
been
companion.
twitching right above the paper, waiting.
Show me the Misha.
I'm gonna
Okay.
call Leok.
I'll go Huffer.
Okay.
To my service.
Yeah, I've just got away with the animal companions.
All right. Well, now we're up to 16 Mishas, 1 Huffer,
Whoa!
and 2 Leoks.
That escalated quickly.
It was a rough estimate.
Rough estimate.
Nowhere near 33%. I got a bone to pick.
Okay.
Is he going to hold on to the Sylvanas until he...
Until the Feint Death,
Until
It's
the
what
Feint
he's
Death.
waiting for, yep.
He's gonna steal that Boombot.
Yeah. He's going to wait for that combo, even if it loses in the series.
Yep.
It's all about the swag plays.
Yeah, yep.
We're gonna see this Feint Death.
No matter what, it's coming out. He's going to stall until he gets it,
I don't think he has many stalling tools.
unfortunately.
Could get that Silverback Patriarch again.
Yeah. So what do you freeze here?
I got this.
You already have a Frozen Sun Fury, but at the same time, do you really want to freeze a Boombot? I guess so. Depends on if you want the 1/1 plus the random damage, or just the guaranteed 2/3. Goes with the guaranteed 2/3, just to get through the slime. And could see like a heal bot here, yeah.
WWLOS is pretty much out of stuff.
He's out of stuff. He's gonna need that Feint Death. Oh,
Dang.
That's not it.
yeah. So,
I mean, he can knife juggle here and get a couple 1/1s from the Haunted Creeper. Maybe even
Yeah.
trade in the Web Spinner to get a beast that he can play also. So
Yep.
I feel like that's what we'll see.
he can do stuff. But after this turn, he's basically back to nothing. And like card for card, Roger's just going to outpace him.
Right, Jiraxis isn't gonna lose to no cards.
Sniped! Wow.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Perfect juggles.
Here we go.
that's incredible.
Thunder right.
Whoa!
Interesting.
Okay.
The
Think he can go
Feint
for
Death
an,
synergy. He
think
plays.
he can go for an OTK plan now.
It's time.
He can play Tundra Rhino, Savannah Highmane, charge it, feign death, then charge the hyenas.
There we go.
Okay.
Wow.
Power plays.
This game's over.
I can't even think of a better play.
In the entirety of Hearthstone?
The entirety of Hearthstone.
Okay. Wow, he's holding it for that combo. You're right. That's what he's thinking of.
I don't know if you can do that anymore. Like, cool, yeah.
Well, he knows it's explosive.
Feign death.
So it's a little interesting he did that. I guess he's just leaving Leok alone. Trying to race him now.
He knows he only has
Maybe he
2
wanted
cards.
to take the damage for the
For the multi.
Molten. No?
Oh.
Maybe? Yeah.
Little indecisive.
Well, now he does have lethal showing. So we literally have to have Thunder Rhino run into that 8-3. That is happening.
That hurts.
At least he has Leok.
At least
WWLOS not even going to hover over all the cards and act like it's a decision.
Which one?
It feels like the Sylvanas is in the deck just a combo, though. He's very reluctant to play it. There's been a couple turns where he could have just thrown it down and
Yeah,
test
there's
things
been
on the
no
board.
owl.
Yeah.
So potentially, I don't know if it would have changed this game much, but yeah, just going to go for the safe play here, Jiraxis.
Yeah.
You're still threatening death with that 8-8. So if he top decks Feign Death here, is he... Do we win?
Do we?
No, he has BGH.
Is it win time? Oh, he has BGH. Oh, Spain Death, man. Never is it?
Are you sure you
That's
guys
gonna be
saw
it.
it?
I'm 150% sure.
Look, he hovered over his deck. He's like, "Where's the fate?"
He's like, what is this? Yeah, look at
Look,
that.
he's so upset.
13
Like
cards.
faint
If you
death.
only run one, it's not even that likely. It's like a 50% chance right
It's
now.
above 50.
It's
Yeah.
slightly above 50.
Look, he keeps hovering. He's like,
He's enjoying it in any match.
All right, well, the concede comes out, and Roger is going to take the series. He's going to advance out of Group C in first place, moving on to that round of 8.
Yep.
Getting that first seed. He will play one of the players that gets second place in their group, so possibly Domdus.
True.
Domdus, are you scared at the prospect of playing against Roger?
I am very scared. He's like the silent ninja who just comes out of nowhere and destroys you.
Whoa.
But,
yeah.
but he's definitely, I followed him a little bit recently because he's been doing really well in tournaments, and he is definitely a very scary player.
Yeah.
Solid play all around today, definitely.
Yeah, Chalky, if you had different performances in your chances to qualify
Okay,
Always
for the
gotta rub it
Legendary
in a little,
Series
you know, just
Finals,
Right.
if you were participating, would you be scared
Well,
of
it's
playing
great
Roger?
because since I'm not participating, I can be completely objective. And yes, Roger is one of the scariest people in this tournament. Like, no surprise he comes out in first in this group.
Mhm.
I would
Yeah.
say his lower than expected would have been second.
Yep.
And it'd be very shocking if he went out in groups. So.
Yeah.
First place, great for him. Pretty expected. Good luck to him in the top 8.
Yeah. On the other hand, WWLOS, or WWLOS, as he likes to
Right.
refer to it as, he'll move on to face the winner of the losers match from Group C. So we'll face the winner of Osaka and Reynad. So he's still got another game to play to try and qualify for that round of 8, to try and qualify for that playoff stage. Looking at the next matchup, Osaka versus Reynad.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
Well, I don't think we quite expected to see Osaka in the losers match.
It's a tough group.
He definitely
Okay.
is going to want to prove that, he doesn't want to go out 0-2.
Yeah.
That'd be bad.
Yeah.
Neither does Reynad, though.
Mhm.
And one of them's going to have to. So this is going to be a really high stakes match, and two really well-known players that have had pretty good finishes in tournaments before.
Yeah.
Definitely. I've heard a statistic somewhere that Osaka's win percentage just overall, like that Blizzard has, is the highest in the world. So he
Wow.
could be considered the best player in the world right now.
Yeah.
And so he is definitely, it was definitely surprising to see him go down, but he's a great player, no doubt.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll have to see about that match in a little bit. But we do have a winner interview with Roger, who's standing on by the stage with Dan.
That's right, Azuma. We have our first round of 8 finalists for day number 3 of day number 2 in Group C. It's Roger from Team Wave Spider. That was a pretty quick series, all things considered, even though there were some tough turns. It seems like you don't really take too long to think about your turns. Is that a result of practice? Like, what's the secret of you playing so quickly compared to some other players like Life Coach who take a long time?
你打牌打得很快，你还有什么秘密？
因为都跟我一开始想的差不多，所以我就打得很快。
It goes all according to plan, so I play pretty fast.
Ooh, okay. So every player is so easy to figure out and goes according to his plan. Very calculating. I like it, Roger. That's cool. So you've been here for a little bit of time, and you have the rest of the day off because you advanced first place. And I don't know how you've enjoyed your time in America so far. I like to ask this question because when you go to Asia as a Westerner, sometimes things are a little bit weird to you. Do you find anything weird specifically when you come to America to travel? Like, what's the weirdest thing that you've experienced so far?
很多次美国人到中国比较觉得奇怪，你到美国来还有觉得什么东西奇怪？
没什么好奇怪的，就感觉都差不多。
Everything's pretty usual and standard.
Kind of like the Taiwanese players. Ah, all right, okay. So I guess Reynad is going to be playing up against Osaka coming up here in the losers match. People didn't necessarily expect it to be that way, but only one player can go to the second place match. Who do you think will win between Reynad and Osaka?
Reina 和 Osaka，你觉得谁会赢？谁会赢？
应该我觉得奥斯卡卡会赢，因为我之前打输他。
He thinks Osaka is going to win because he lost him yesterday when they were playing.
Ah, okay. So it looks like he's going to put his vote in Osaka's camp, so even more fuel to the fire for Reynad to take that one. And I guess the last question is, do you have any words that you'd like to say to all the fans? We do have a lot of Taiwanese people who tune in to watch you, Roger, as well as everyone else there who's rooting for you.
很多台湾人都看你打，你还有最後還有想說什麼？
我很謝謝你們看我打，支持我，謝謝。
Thanks to all the supporters and everyone who watches him play.
Oh, so sweet and short. There we go. So congratulations, Roger. You go to the round of 8, and that'll wrap up our interview here. You can see Roger again tomorrow in day number 3, where we compete against who will be a second-place finisher of a group. We'll release it at the end of the day. And with that, we're getting ready for our last-place match here. It's elimination time in Group C between Reynad versus Osaka. We'll send it over to, I believe, the couch, as we have another opportunity to get ready for our next match.